So after watching our houseplant video that we got tagged in with Opie from Brew City Garden, I was looking at this snake plant and it looks pretty bad. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to care for a spider plant. And we're going to start right now. What's going on YouTube Gardener? It's your boy Sydney from the Naked Gardener channel. In this video we're going to show you how to care for a spider plant. Now a spider plant is for a perfect plant for has a brown thumb and want to get that green thumb. After watching this video you're going to learn about the light requirements, you're going to learn about how to fertilize it, how to propagate it, the soil requirements, and the goods, the bads, the do's and the don'ts on it. Also, like I said before, we got tagged by Opie from Brew City Gardener. I put the link above here so that way you can go over there and check out the video where we basically talked about our house plants. But what I want to do now is before we get into that, I'm going to prune this up and tell you the reasons why I pruned it up. All right, so I'm going to grab these shears and just basically prune the mess out of it because this ugly leaves just got to go. So let me get to that and we'll go from there. So I got pretty much all of the dead leaves on here. What I'm doing is I'm trying to get as close as I can to the root, to the soil level to cut off the stem. Now, some of this, like on this bad little stem here, you can actually either cut it off like that and it will still grow. But for me, I like stuff to be pleasing. So I'll just cut that whole leaf off. Same thing with this one. Cut it all off. And then you got this premature pup. I'll put a video of what I've seen at the Home Depot. So I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this little pup off, and this is basically where you can either cut this off right here and put it in some water and let it root up and then put it into the soil, or you could just put this directly into soil and it will not fruit up, but propagate into additional spider plants. So I'm liking how this is. I think it will be okay. I think after cutting it down, I am going to repot it afterwards. But before I do that, I'm going to talk about the light requirements. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the light requirements. As I said before, these love bright indirect light. So if you have a window and your window is facing a southeast window or south window, make sure you have it about 5 to 8 feet away from that window. The more light, now they will take low light. These will thrive, and I wouldn't say thrive, but they will continue to grow in low light, but just not as fast. These are a variegated spider plant. As you can see the different colors, the white in the middle and green on the exterior. That's how you can also tell when your plant is not getting enough light, because it will start to lose some of this variegated color to it. So if you don't have it in direct light, it will still thrive. But once you see that color discoloration and everything, that's when you want to put it either closer to a window or go from there. Now, you don't want to put it too close to a window because you'll get a sun scald, or your plant will get almost like a sunburn type ordeal. So you want to adjust the positioning of your plant accordingly. If the brighter the light is out of indirect sunlight, they will grow faster and they will grow pups. And we'll talk about propagating pups and propagating here later on. So the next thing we want to talk about is the growing medium, what type of soil that you want to have your spider plant in. For this, I would suggest growing in either a medium, premium potting mix, or you can use kind of like a cactus mix mixed in with some peat moss. Because these don't like their roots of the spider plant. They're almost like a tuber, almost like a sweet potato. They don't want their roots to be saturated, and they want the container that they're growing in to be in a well-tight container like this. In here I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Too many plants in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 9 just in here, and they just love to be root bound. This is probably one of the few indoor plants that are okay to be root bound. You could probably do regular potting mix, but I would suggest a premium mix or a cactus, peat moss, coconut coir mix. So that's what you want to grow your soil in. The next thing is watering. Like I said, these like to be watered and allow your soil to get dry. Had this for about a week now, and it's just now feeling dry. And you can start kind of seeing some of as I'm rubbing the top soil over here, I can start seeing some of the tubers. It's very much dry. I'm sticking my finger in, and it's pretty much dry. They got this in this little wickering thing, and it's okay, but just not for this plant. You basically, you can fill this up with water, and they have this string that kind of wickers the water away here, as you can see. And I'm not sure what this fill water to this line. Okay, so I guess you could fill the water right up to the blue line there and just put your plant in there. And I guess it has, like, I didn't even see that till now. It has a water level gauge right there. So I had this water out. This is tap water, but I had it out for about a week now. So what I'm going to do is we're going to water this down, and then I think I am going to repot this. All right, so let's do that, and we'll come back to it. All right, so I lied. We're going to, I just watered this down, and I saw the gauge going in. I heard it dripping as I was watering. So I think this is going to need at least a 2 times soaking. So what I'm going to do is we're going to let that kind of saturate, and then I'm going to dump the water back in here and water it down. And then we'll transplant it into a bigger, not really a bigger pot, but we're going to transfer it into this. It's slightly bigger. You really don't want to only transfer your indoor plants, but once a year. So what I'll do is we'll just transfer this, and we'll just won't worry about to transfer it again to around this time next year. really want to do it in the fall. With these, like I said, you want these love to have their plant or their root to be root bound, because they'll show all around here. Hopefully we'll get to see a good root bound once I pull this out. If not, I won't show it. The reason why I like this plant is it's one of the few indoor plants that aren't toxic to humans or to animals. Now, I was watching Kevin from Epic Gardener channel. He was saying that cats love these because they almost treat this almost like catnip. They get kind of all loopy and kind of like, I guess, a hallucinogen. It also takes out a lot of toxins in your air. Like I said in the previous video, I put the links down below of our video where we did about houseplants. These will pull out the toxins out of your air in your house or your apartment. Normally one of these plants is good to take about 100 square foot of toxin out of your home. So if you got a 2,000 square foot house or apartment, you want about 20 plants. Now, for propagating, if you love these plants, you find out that you're doing well with this and you want to propagate, two simple ways that you could propagate with these is allow it to have anywhere from 12 to 14 hours of sunlight. The more sunlight that you have, the more energy it will be able to photosynthesis and to use that sunlight to produce more energy to grow. So the brighter the light, the more sun it gets, the more pups it's going to have. Another thing you can help, way you can propagate once it sends out these shoots. Just saw one right here. I'm not sure if you can see it. This is about to be a pup right here. The one I just decided to leave. I'm gonna put this out, even though it's fall right now, we don't get that much hours of sunlight. I'm gonna put it near a window. I think we have a northeast and west facing window, more north area. So I'm gonna put it there, try to get as much sunlight as possible, and hopefully in about around springtime it can start really shooting up and we'll get some more pups and get some more plants. I might have to wind up later on spreading these out. Hopefully we can see the tubers of the roots here. Oh yeah. So you see, this is how it loves to be. These tubers right here loves to be root bound. Isn't that gorgeous? Now normally on a regular plant you'd be like, oh no, but not on this plant. And what we're going to do is kind of tease the soil here, the roots, just so that way they can continue to grow. Ooh, try not to get too much out the way, but hopefully I'm doing this right. And then we're going to stick this in here, and we're going to put some more dirt in here. Yeah, put some more dirt in here, and that's it. We're going to do some more of these videos. Hopefully after watching this video, learn how to care for it by knowing the right light requirements, the soil requirements, how to water it and everything, how to even propagate it. Fertilizing, I wouldn't fertilize this around the fall and winter time. You only want to fertilize this around the growing season, maybe once or twice a month. But other than that, it's a very easy plant. Maybe water it once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks on the off season. You just got to fill the soil like I did. You're going to have to water it twice. So when you water it, wait a while, and then come back about 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and water it again. Make sure you do a distill or tap water that's been sitting out at least for 24 hours, so that way the chlorine and the other chemicals in there evaporate, so you just have a decent water. Or just make sure your water is good, because that can harm the root, especially how big the tubers are. We'll put a playlist of some other houseplant videos that we're going to be doing. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, make sure you also hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you don't miss an upload. Until the next video, let's grow together.